Hi there! It's me, Sergey Lemisov, a professional brand and marketing strategist. In the previous videos, I taught about competitive analysis, brand positioning, and promotion plan. These are quite boring but necessary steps to develop a consistent personal brand, because it makes further brand development steps easier. So today I will show my example how to build a clear brand messages hierarchy. Also, we will create a personal brand website structure and the main page prototype. If you saw my previous videos, you know that brand professionals base their messages on the special framework that is called a brand platform. And there is a certain logic that we use when we want to deliver any message to our target audience. On the top of that logic cake stands the core message, or brand positioning. Then we broadcast brand or product benefits, which we reinforce by reasons to believe. And in the end, we show a call to action to route our target audience in the way we need to. And of course, we broadcast all that information using an appropriate tone of voice and brand character. That logic could vary, depends on the goal, but in 99% of professionally developed communication, there will be elements that I've mentioned above. I'm going to prove that on the iPhone 13 promo website example. What we have here? We have three main product benefits: the camera, the durability, and the chip. The core message is your new superpower. Then we see more benefits and reasons to believe. For example, ceramic shield is a reason to believe for the durability benefit, as well as water resistance. So that's how iPhone 13 messages hierarchy looks like on that stage. Let's move on. There we can see reasons to believe connected to the camera benefits. And after, there is a bunch of them for the purpose of answering the question, guys, why should I really believe that you've made a huge camera upgrade? And they answering like, hey dude, because we've made cinematic mode, night mode, portrait mode, smart HD4, deep fusion ultra wide mode, and yes, we've improved memories. And also, my little doubting nerd will have photographic styles and a cool front camera. And you can keep all your photos on the huge internal storage. That's how it looks like from the helicopter view. Also, Apple is giving more benefits like new display and improved energy efficiency. So look at the updated scheme. After that, we can see a set of RTBs for the second product benefit, the chip. Here they are. Check the logic on the scheme. And finally, they are filling up the communication dish with some benefits. Okay, we've arrived to the call to action screen finally. So that's all. Despite tons of benefits, we can see the strict logic that Apple marketers are sticking to. We can even clearly understand on what benefit they are making the main accent due to the volume of attention that they attract to camera benefit. There are more than 40 screens and almost half of them are connected with messages related to camera. However, that messages hierarchy scheme looks quite rational and too functional for the person who is receiving it. That is why brand strategists use a messages hierarchy as a skeleton. Those are bones which are carrying muscles, organs, and skin. And the upper layer of that organism is tone of voice and visual identity, which broadcast emotional benefits and brand values. And moving back to iPhone 13, we can see that besides attractive product photos, we have people photos which are showing us the diversity value. And this is necessary ingredient of our messages hierarchy dish, because using original tone of voice, we can stimulate the emotional feedback from the target audience and help to connect our brand with the positive associations. Okay, we've done with an example, and now let's move on to the personal brand area. I don't see any difference in the way of messaging between consumer brands and personal brands. So we will use the same scheme with a bit difference. I will set a core message on the top, and then my communication waterfall will go through benefits and reasons to believe, and will land with a call to action. But if you feel that your way of messaging needs a change in order, be free to change it. Just don't forget about that hierarchy. First goes benefit, then reason to believe, and then call to action. Let's refresh our memory of how my personal brand platform looks like. Here it is. The task is to communicate that platform to my target audience and make it as simple as possible for understanding. And I suggest to start with the website building, because the website, as well as a presentation, is the quintessence of all your messages. Unlike social media, it has limited space, and you can't make 100 slides PowerPoint presentation or 100 screens website about your brand, because no one will read this amount of information. Continuing that point, I created a simple website structure which is quite universal to use. There are 5 questions on which most of people wants to receive an answer. These website sections are more common named like that: about me, products or services, approach, values, benefits, etc., reviews, awards, etc., and a call to action, like to contact, to buy, to order, etc. According to my brand platform, I need to add some original sections like my disadvantages and the context. And also I want to show straight my target audience segments to cut off unnecessary contacts. And this is definitely not a show off, because this is how I save people's time and money. So now I have a clear vision of the website structure. Let's start to develop my messages hierarchy and a website prototype using simple sketching, just adding information schematically. I've made the first screen, and the goal of that screen is just to catch the visitor's eye. I want to evoke a curiosity, like what's next? And on the next screen there is a core message that is answering the question of who I am. And also I added a button which allows person to download my resume. And my resume is the reason to believe that reinforces the core message. And at the same time, this button plays a call to action role. As because I've used my core message, I've marked that point as completed. I'm going to use the next screen as an emotional punch. I'm going to shoot a video which will deliver emotional benefits and reasons to believe. That will be a true personal brand story. Okay, I'm crossing out at least one emotional benefit: challenger seeker. Maybe I will include 2 remaining benefits, but I'm not sure yet. On the next screen, I'm going to answer the question what I do by broadcasting my mission and by showing my functional benefit, a diverse range of experiences. In the 5th screen, I'm clarifying what I mean by naming myself as a T-shaped person. Now let's cross out my functional benefits because we've done with that. On the next screen, I'm going to answer the question how I do that, showing my approach in outline. In that way, I'm showing emotional benefit, human centricity, and reason to believe that reinforce my functional benefit about my ability to work in a variety of markets. Let's mark that point as mentioned and go to the next screen, why you can trust me. Here, I'm inviting my audience to dive into my case studies and understand that all I said before works in practice. Okay, I've done with the first RTB and I'm going to show the rest on my LinkedIn profile. On the next screen, I'm showing my disadvantages. This is definitely not necessary, but I don't want to play the game where people is trying to show only the perfect side. And I'm showing my weaknesses and the way how that negative impact can be reduced. So we've finished with that point. My next step is to show my context. I'm showing the past and mentioning a functional benefit again, I mean the variety of experience, and there is a call to action here relating to my case studies. And also I'm showing my present context and I'm inviting audience to go to my Behance portfolio to check out my art direction and design skills. As for the future context, I'm showing that to synchronize my audience's goals with mine. I'm showing my future path to find the perfect companion with which we can be useful for each other in mutual goals achieving. Okay, the context stage has completed. Let's move to the target audience segments. I've created a screen to show how I see my perfect employer, and there I'm making an offer to them. Like I'm showing how I can help. I've not mentioned my second target audience, professionals who want to create a strong personal brand, because first I want to focus on my short-term goal, to get a job offer with a relocation. Okay, well done. All screens before, including my target audience segments, I've used not only as a way to deliver my messages, but also as a fine-tuned filter. And the last layer of this filter is my values. So I'm inviting website visitors to compare their values with mine, and if there is a matching, on the next screen I'm offering to contact me. So we've finished with the main page prototype, and you can see that I've used all pieces of the brand platform besides character or tone of voice and brand assets. These sections I'm going to broadcast through the visual identity that I'm going to develop further. By the way, you can look at my website's MVP visiting lemesov.com and watch how I'm improving it in real time. That's all for today, guys, and don't forget to like this video if it was helpful to you, and subscribe to my channel if you want to get the comprehensive information about personal branding. In the next video, I will show the process of developing a visual identity idea. So stay tuned and see you!